Hello, welcome to the video. Today, I'm somewhere very different. I'm not around a go-kart. We're doing some iRacing today. We're getting ready for the Daytona 24hr. So the best way to do some testing is to do some racing. I'm about to start a 20-minute race at Daytona Raceway in the Cadillac. So the car that I'm going to be racing this weekend at the Daytona 24hr. I am starting from P6 on the grid. And let's see how I get on. Let's go.
And as the lights grow green from our rolling start, we are heading into turn 1. 20 cars on the track. As we're trying to get in, I try to get to the inside because I don't want anyone understeering and hitting off into me. I managed to get through turn 1 nice and clean. Let's head off behind as we see this red and blue car just heads off and spins for some reason. However, I have slightly missed my braking point and I have gone a little bit wide and I have tapped the back of that yellow car. Unfortunately, that is my fault as I shout apologies.
My bad, sorry.
So, after a rough start and some turn 2 contact that was definitely my fault, I set off in pursuit of the top 3, having somehow found myself in 4th place. However, what I have noticed is that Alejandro behind me does seem to be a little bit quicker. He is catching on the exit of the corners. So at this point, I'm thinking about maybe letting him pass me so that maybe I can tag onto the back of him in the hope that he will be able to get us closer to the leaders and I can fight with him later.
Okay, got a fair gap. Remember, I've got to brake early.
So as I come out of the chicane, I do notice that he is a little bit closer to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my normal line into turn 1, and if he wants to just slide up the inside, I'm not going to defend. I'm going to give him the room and just let him take that position, and then I'll tuck in behind him and we can go and chase after the top 3. And as predicted, he comes down the inside, I give him the room and I let him just slip through.
I want to fight him. If he's quick, he can just go. If he can catch the guys in front, I'm all game.
So, as we get to a little bit later in the lap, it turns out he doesn't just pull away from me like I may be expecting, and then as we get into the chicane, I gain loads of time on him. I literally halve my gap to him and carry loads more speed on the exit. So I can either sit behind him and back off the throttle, but I don't do that and I just decide to go around the outside and have a look. I do a little bit of a dummy to try to go the outside as I hang it around him. As we go past the start-finish line, looking for the yellow marker on the right-hand side is when I normally brake. I brake a little bit later, but obviously he's got the tighter line and the easier entry to the corner, so he manages to keep his lead, which I'm not too bothered about. Let's keep going. But what has become clear is he isn't fast enough to catch the pack ahead of us. So at this point the fight is on and I now have gone into attack mode and want to try and get past this guy and take back my 4th place. So let's see how we get on. So something I've noticed about Alejandro's driving is obviously he is driving the Cadillac, which is the same car as I'm driving, but he gets off the corners way better than me. I'm not quite certain what he's doing. Maybe he's just braking a little bit earlier and able to get on the power earlier, but he's definitely better in the traction zones than me and I'm better in the braking zones than him. But me being able to carry the extra speed means I am generally faster, but him being good on the exit means I'm struggling to get past him. And as we skip forward a lap, I am starting to pile on the pressure again. I gain massively on him through the chicane, and I got a really good run down the back straight towards the start-finish line. I'm gaining, but I'm not quite close enough. I have a look, I have a think about it. I'm not really going to have the chance to actually overtake him here. I do pull out and have a think, but it's just not there for me to do, so I back off to try and get my better line. He runs a little bit wide, has a little bit of a lock-up, and I managed to get very, very close on the exit. So he is definitely driving like he is starting to feel the pressure as I get very close to him in the braking zone going into turn 2. But as you can see, again, his much better application of the throttle and use of the traction of this Cadillac means he's able to get away from me going into the corner. But as we head into turn 5, he has a lock-up and he just runs a little bit wide. It's not enough for me to get in alongside him or even get past him into the following corner, but it's enough to show me that he's under pressure, and I am really, really going to try and pile it on more and more. So at this point, with me being seemingly quite a little bit quicker than Alejandro, I'm starting to regret my decision for letting him pass me, because the other guys up front, they are far too quick, and I maybe should have held, because now as you can see I'm really bunched up behind him.
The front three are way too fast. I shouldn't have let him go. I'm going to struggle to get past him.
But now as you see again, we head to turn 1, I get my braking really bang on, but he's gone very slow into turn 1. I've had to get on the brakes a little bit harder and get a little bit of a lock-up, just trying to avoid him. But then what I've noticed is the guy behind is starting to catch us. So now getting past this guy is now absolutely imperative and needs to be done now.
Guy behind's catching us.
As we head towards turn 5, we can see again the cracks are starting to show as he has another lock-up. I'm starting to see blood in the water, but I need to get this job done sooner rather than later.
Getting get stitchy. I think I'm quicker. Just can't get past.
As we head towards the chicane, this is where I know I'm faster. Is this my opportunity?
Got ya. Here we go.
As I've exited the chicane, I've gained a load of time on him. I'm much quicker now on the exit, but as we are both in the exact same car, our VMAX will be the same. So even though I'm drawing alongside as I've pulled outside the slipstream, I do not have the advantage, but I'm now alongside as we come towards the start-finish line, again looking for that yellow braking marker up on the right-hand side. As he still just a touch ahead, I get the braking done, but I am not close enough. Really disappointing, would have loved to get the job done there, but let's see what happens next. As he goes defensive into turn 3 and I go round the outside thinking about what to do, he gets a little bit slow off the exit, and this is my opportunity. But again, despite the fact that he had a really compromised exit, he still gets really good drag. Maybe this job will just never ever get done, but I'm going to keep pushing him as much as I can. But as we come into the corner, he's had a lock-up, he has run wide. Can I get past him here? No, not again. Oh, he seems to be able to lock up and still drag it out the corners. Alejandro, maybe I need to give you a call and you can give me some tips on how to get some traction out of this caddy.
Damn it.
As we head towards the chicane again knowing this is my best opportunity, this is definitely the part of the track where I'm way faster. I close right in, I get a really good exit this time, and let's see if we can make it work like we haven't done the last couple of times. So again, I'm in his slipstream, I'm dragging towards him, he's feeling it now, you can see him moving around the track a little bit, he's trying to figure out which way I'm going to go. He does not want me to go down the inside. As I move to the inside, he moves to the left, I then have to move to the right, and I drag alongside him again. It's a carbon copy of last time. Again, I look for the yellow marker on the right hand side so I can get my braking done. I'm further alongside him this time, but he just has that inside line covered, and there is nothing I can do about it. He gets a good exit out of turn 1 into turn 2. Oh, you can hear my frustration as we come into the horseshoe. But he has another lockup. I'm up the inside, but again he's managed to carry the speed, get on the power, use that superior throttle application and stay ahead of me as we come down to turn 5. This has been his nemesis. He's had a few lockups into here now, and it's happened again. He has locked up, but this time he has run wide. He is out of my way, and he's actually now lost 2 positions. So that was really hard fought. Obviously I didn't pull any form of overtaking move on him, but piling on the pressure is what led him to an unforced mistake. And as I just said, all I want to do is get out of there, put some pace on and try and get away from the cars behind so that I don't have to worry about anything. So now as I've got some clear air in front of me, let's try and go for a fastest lap. So what we want to try and do is brake at this yellow marker in a straight line, get your braking done first, then slowly come down the gears. If you come down too quickly, you snatch a brake into second gear on the power. It's easy flat through here, and you want to get all the way over to the left hand side, get all your braking done again in a straight line, and then slowly rotate the car in second gear, get the car as straight as possible, as quickly as possible as you can, and get down towards turn 5. Again, this little kink here is flat out and straight. Then you want to come again, difficult braking, you want to brake on that little line before the track changes. Again, second gear, you want to brake, you want to trail brake into that corner, and first or second gear depending on how well you get it rotated, and into here just as the track brakes, you brake down into second gear, hug that curb. You want to keep it as tight as possible for the shortest possible line, but also don't tighten up too much because you get the power too hard, you could possibly spin. So it's all about compromise.
Love the pass on the right, Spence, but you're too close.
Then we are absolutely flat through here as we come onto the banking, and we come up to the chicane. This guy is a back marker and he's going to let me past as we come up to the marker boards just before the one board. We get on the brakes down into 4th gear before you start to get the power, and then fly through that corner. As you can see, I'm having a great lap and I'm 4.5 tenths up coming towards the line, losing a little bit of time. Obviously wasn't my best exit from the chicane, but as we are going to cross the line, the lap time prediction is a 1:30.9, which is about right. So it does show that I was being held up. 1:31.0. So I was being held up behind Alejandro, and I've now managed to build myself a little bit of a gap to Andrea, who is now behind me. And let's see if I can keep that gap. At this point in the video, please, if you're enjoying this content and you want to see more of this and you want to come and watch me do the 24-hour with my team, Missed Apex Predators, at the weekend, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and then make sure you come and join us for the weekend, because it's going to be a full 24-hour stream and it's going to be mega. So yeah, Alex Vangeen Racing, come and subscribe, do all the good stuff.
That's been a bad lap.
And back to the racing. So as we go into start lap 11, I'm feeling quite comfortable. I go over the start-finish line and disaster happens. I come in, I'm not quite certain what happens. I've gone back and rewatched the footage, but I have a lock-up and I run wide and I lose my very hard-fought 4th position to Andrea, and I am absolutely kicking myself. I did look back at the footage and it looked like maybe I was a touch too wide going into the corner. It was the same speed. I braked at about the same point. I think maybe I was just a tiny bit right of the grippiest part of the circuit, and it just made me under rotate that front inside left hand corner, and off I went. Luckily it wasn't too drastic. I only lost the 1 position, but it gives me a chance to go and fight for it back. As we roll on a lap or so, we are heading to my favourite corner of the bus stop chicane. As I get on the brakes very late, very hard, I don't quite hook it up, and I mess up my exit, and I lose a little bit of time. So I had halved my gap to him, but in one slight error, I have then lost all of that time all over again. Let's try and do it again, shall we?
Few laps left.
As we've rolled on again, you can see how good I am in this braking here for this chicane, as I take out 3/10 from him just through the chicane. I think that was the best I took the chicane the whole race. Perfectly on the apex, he's kept it perfectly flat.
Way
and
faster than this guy through the chicane.
carried the speed. So maybe, just maybe, as we head into the final lap,
I might get one more lap.
I might be able to get this moved up. So what the plan is for this lap is to stick as close to him as possible, stay in his slipstream as much as I can, so that we get in towards the final chicane. I can get a really good run and maybe drag past him past the start finish line. As we come to turn 2, I'm managing to keep just with him, but again he's got a little bit better traction than me from that corner. Maybe that's something I need to work on. It seems like everyone seems to have better exits than me. So despite the fact that the speed was relatively the same going through that corner, as we break into turn 5, I get a nice rotation as we go around the corner. I'm actually picking up some speed as we can, because I lost speed in the first part of the lap because I was behind him and he was slowing me down a little bit. As we head into the left-hander that takes us onto the banking, this is my opportunity. He's 0.4 of a second ahead. It might be a little bit too far for me to make any real difference, but if I can hit the corner like I did, on the last lap, then I might just be able to drag past him into the start-finish line. As we get through, we nail it quite well, as we now are in the slipstream. We have gained only a 1/10 of a second that time on him though, so maybe we didn't quite nail it as much as we thought we would. As you can see, my time is getting quicker and quicker and quicker, so I think I'm about to set my fastest lap. However, I am not close enough. I'm not dragging anywhere near him.
Good race, Andreas, good race.
As I congratulate Andreas on a good race, but I lost out that time. P5 though, as car 9, I'm quite happy with that. I gained about 58 iRating, which was nice, and yeah, we'll try another one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next few days once we actually get started for the 24-hour. Join me there. Take care.
Woof. That was some tense stuff. I enjoyed that race.